Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the place where hidden treasures of everyday pocket change are revealed, and today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins in American history, the Liberty Quarter Dollar 1974, a coin that many people have seen, many have spent without thinking twice, but very few truly understand the incredible story, historical significance, and shocking value that this small piece of metal can carry in today's collector's market, and you will be amazed to discover how a simple 25-cent coin from 1974 could potentially be worth an astonishing $779,334 depending on its rarity, condition, and unique characteristics, so stay with me because this could completely change the way you look at your coins forever. The 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar belongs to the famous Washington Quarter series, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1932, originally created to honor the first President of the United States, George Washington. And over the decades this coin has become one of the most widely circulated and collected coins in the country, but what makes the 1974 version so special is not just its age, but the unique circumstances surrounding its production, minting errors, and survival in high-grade condition, which together create a perfect storm for collectors who are always searching for rare and valuable pieces. Now let's talk about history because every valuable coin has a story, and the 1974 quarter was minted during a time when the United States was transitioning economically and politically, and importantly, this coin was produced after the Coinage Act of 1965 which removed silver from circulating quarters, meaning the 1974 quarter is made primarily of a copper-nickel clad composition rather than silver, but here is where things get interesting, because despite being a common metal coin, certain rare variations and minting errors from 1974 have turned some of these quarters into extremely valuable collectibles that can fetch life-changing amounts of money. The 1974 quarter was minted in three major locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each with its own mint mark or lack of one, and while millions of these coins were produced, only a tiny fraction survive today in pristine uncirculated condition, and even fewer contain rare errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unique planchet issues, and these rare characteristics are exactly what collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for, because rarity combined with demand is what drives value in the coin market. Let's move into the most exciting part, the value, because this is what everyone wants to know, and while a regular worn 1974 quarter might still only be worth its face value of 25 cents, the story completely changes when you find one in mint condition or with a rare error. Because collectors are constantly searching for coins graded MS65, MS66, or even higher, and these high-grade coins can sell for hundreds, thousands, and in extremely rare cases, as highlighted in today's topic, values can climb as high as $779,334 in the right market conditions, especially when the coin is perfectly preserved, professionally graded, and verified as a rare variety. One of the biggest factors that can increase the value of your 1974 quarter is its condition, and this is measured on a grading scale from poor to mint state, and coins that have never been circulated, showing no signs of wear, sharp details, and original luster are the ones that collectors compete for, and when you combine that with a rare minting error, you suddenly have a coin that stands out from millions of others, making it incredibly desirable and valuable. Another important aspect is the market itself, because coin values are not fixed, they change based on demand, collector interest, and auction results, and in recent years, there has been a surge in interest in rare US coins, driven by collectors, investors, and even everyday people who are realizing that coins can be a powerful store of value, and this growing demand has pushed prices higher, making rare coins like the 1974 Liberty Quarter even more attractive as both collectibles and investments. Imagine finding one of these rare quarters in your own pocket change, a coin that most people would ignore, but one that could potentially be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It sounds unbelievable, but it has happened before, and that is why coin hunting has become so popular, because the possibility of discovering hidden treasure is very real, and it all starts with knowing what to look for. So if you want to check your own coins, pay close attention to the date 1974, look for any unusual features such as doubling in the lettering or numbers, off-center designs, or coins that appear unusually sharp and well preserved. And if you think you have found something special, it is always a good idea to have it evaluated by a professional grading service, because proper authentication can dramatically increase the value and credibility of your coin. The story of the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar is a perfect example of how something small and ordinary can become extraordinary over time, and it reminds us that history is not just found in museums, it is in our hands, in our pockets, and sometimes even hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those who take the time to look closely. Thank you for being part of Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underestimated coins in American history, the Liberty Quarter Dollar 1982D, a coin that many people have seen, some may even have spent, but very few truly understand its hidden story, its rarity factors, and why collectors across the world are now paying attention to this incredible piece that is making waves in the coin market with a shocking current value reaching up to $779,323 in top conditions. Yes, you heard that right, a coin that once had a face value of just 25 cents is now being hunted by collectors, investors, and treasure seekers alike. And in this video we are going to uncover everything you need to know, from its rich history to the reasons behind its skyrocketing value and how you might even find one yourself. So stay with me till the end, because this could change the way you look at your coins forever. The story of the 1982 Liberty Quarter begins in a unique period of American coinage history, a time when the United States Mint was going through transitions in production methods, cost-cutting measures, and changes in minting techniques, and coins produced during such periods often carry rare errors, unusual finishes, and limited high-grade survivors that later become extremely valuable. The Denver Mint, marked by the small d mint mark on this quarter, produced millions of these coins. But here is where it gets interesting. Despite the high mintage numbers, very few examples have survived in pristine condition, especially those with sharp details, strong strikes, and no wear, making high-grade specimens incredibly rare and desirable among collectors. Now let's talk about what makes this specific coin so valuable, because not every 1982D quarter is worth a fortune. The magic lies in condition, rarity, and mint errors. Coins that are graded at the highest levels, such as MS67 or above, are extremely hard to find, and when one appears in the market, it creates a bidding war among collectors, driving prices into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then there are error coins. Imagine a quarter with a double strike, off-center design, or missing clad layer. These rare mistakes can multiply the value even further, turning a simple coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And this is exactly why the 1982D quarter has become such a hot topic in the coin collecting world. Another important factor is the absence of mint sets in 1982. Yes, that's right, the U.S. Mint did not release official uncirculated sets that year, which means collectors had to rely on coins pulled directly from circulation, and as a result, finding high-quality examples became much harder over time. This single detail has played a huge role in increasing the rarity and value of the 1982D quarter, because most of these coins were used in everyday transactions, exposed to wear and tear, and lost their original luster, leaving only a handful of exceptional pieces that survived untouched. And those are the coins now commanding astonishing prices in the market. When we look at the design, the Liberty Quarter, also known as the Washington Quarter, features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the front and a majestic eagle on the reverse, a design that represents strength, freedom, and the spirit of the United States. But what collectors focus on are the fine details, the sharpness of the hair strands, the clarity of the lettering, and the overall eye appeal of the coin. These small elements can make a massive difference in value, and a coin that appears flawless under magnification is considered a true gem. Now let's talk about the current market, because this is where things get really exciting. In recent years, the demand for rare coins has exploded as more people are entering the world of coin collecting and investing. And the 1982D Liberty Quarter has gained attention as one of those hidden gems that could be sitting unnoticed in someone's collection or even in loose change. Auction records have shown that top-grade examples can reach values as high as $779,323, making it one of the most surprising modern coin success stories. And experts believe that as demand continues to grow and supply remains limited, prices could rise even further in the future. So how can you identify if you have one of these valuable coins? First, check the date and mint mark. Look for 1982 with a small d, then examine the condition. Coins with minimal wear, strong shine, and sharp details are more likely to be valuable. Next, look for errors such as doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual textures, and if you believe you have something special, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service, because authentication and grading can significantly increase the value and credibility of your coin in the market. The beauty of coin collecting is that treasures like this are still out there waiting to be discovered, hidden in drawers, coin jars, or passed down through generations without anyone realizing their true worth, and the 1982 D Liberty Quarter is a perfect example of how something so small can carry such incredible value and history. It reminds us that every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can be worth a fortune. So next time you come across a quarter, don't just spend it, take a closer look, because you might be holding a piece of history that could change your life. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Rare US Coins.